to create your desires, it is so important, it is imperative that you do that from a state of inspiration. When you're in spirit, as Wayne Dyer would say, the human self, specifically the ego, the mind, the brain, your thoughts, your beliefs, they become less influential on you. Like they have less influence on you. And your spiritual guidance system then can direct you and help you manifest your desires from that spiritual state. However, you need to be aware of who you really are, which is a creator. You are a creator, and you need to begin creating from that inspired state. You need to be what I call an inspired creator. So what is that? An inspired creator lives a human life that feeds their soul, their spiritual aspect. They live much of the time in spirit, inspired, and that's the place from which they create what they want. Inspired creators manifest with the help of spiritual guidance. They're in the flow, acting on intuition. They're tapped into spirit and operate from a really high vibratory level, and they procreate with something bigger than their human selves. To access that kind of guidance and tap into their spiritual connection, they learn to remove human blocks to achieving their spiritual and physical goals. And that enables them to consistently use their soul as a guide, their spiritual side as a guidance system, a spiritual guidance system that directs them to aligned actions and to create the things that are for their highest good. So when you remove all blocks to achieving your spiritual and your physical or human goals, you stand in your true power as a creator. In other words, you have to do the personal and spiritual growth work, or primarily what I'm talking about is the personal growth work, so your human self doesn't hold your spiritual self back. In the process of that, you will do some spiritual growth work, but the human, personal growth work, the transformational work, that's what gets you out of your own way. So you're not holding yourself back and you can create what you desire. So you, the human being, have to get out of your way so you can be, as Jesus would say, in the world, but not of it. You have to learn to express all of who you are, because you're a spiritual being having a human physical experience, right? So you have to remember that you're this twofold being. And that's how you realize your potential and fulfill your purpose and become someone who can really create their desires. So what does it mean to be an inspired creator? I'm going to break down for you the two parts of this term, inspired creator. So we have inspired and we have creator. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, and that's the dictionary I'm going to refer to for all my definitions in this video, to be inspired means to be outstanding or brilliant in a way, or to a degree that actually suggests divine inspiration. It's an extraordinary quality that arises from some external creative impulse. Merriam-Webster also describes inspiration as something that makes someone want to do or create something. It makes someone want to, it gives them the idea, right, to do or create. Also, inspiration is a divine influence or action on a person that's believed to qualify him or her to receive and communicate sacred revelation. Sometimes that feels like what I do. Like some of these things I talk about, they're just revelation. They're just like downloads to me. Anyway, I define inspiration as the moment when spirit or soul sends you a clear message about where to focus your attention, what action to take, or what to create. Inspiration is having the experience of your spiritual nature guiding you. It's an experiential, internal knowing. Okay, so what about creator? In today's world, when you talk about a creator, it often means someone creating something like tech or art. When I talk about being a creator, I'm referring to your inherent ability to manifest. Inherent ability to manifest. The dictionary defines a creator as one that creates, usually by bringing something new or original into being. So if you're a creator, you create. You bring things into the physical world. You manifest. And when you remove the blocks to achieving your spiritual and your physical or personal potential, you stand in your true power as a creator. And that's the fact, is that you are a creator. Believe it or not, You're a creator. You're part and parcel of source. And source is a creative energy. It's the divine creator. And you create your life every single day, whether you realize it or not, or whether you like what you create or not. You are creating it. Too often, though, you don't create from a place of inspiration or being in the spirit or inspired by your spiritual nature. So the key to creating what you truly want is to get your human self out of the way, like I said, and then you can consciously and deliberately create what you desire based on spiritual guidance. And you've probably heard those terms before: deliberate creation, conscious creation. They go with law of attraction, manifestation, all of that, right? Now, you can even create or recreate yourself. And often that's the very first step to becoming someone who is a powerful creator, is to choose that as your identity and then believe that you're a creator and act as if that's who you are. You don't really have to act as if, because you are, but you can start there. And until now, you've probably not believed that about yourself, that you're a creator. That's why you have to kind of act as if, or you've been creating from a human perspective, not a spiritual one. So your soul contains a spark of divinity. So when your soul, when you use your soul as your guidance system and allow it to inspire your aligned action, you become a conscious and deliberate creator. Okay, so how do we become an inspired creator? How do you do that? You develop, the first thing you have to do is develop a creator's mind. And you do that by focusing in 3 areas. So the creator's mind first has transcendent thoughts. So inspired creators fill their minds with transcendent or transcendental thoughts relating to spiritual or non-physical realms. They're thoughts that are beyond the ordinary or common experience or common beliefs, right? So transcendental or transcendent thoughts keep you focused on the spiritual world, even when you're fully immersed in the physical human world. And that fact allows you to receive spiritual guidance and to feel inspired and to see beyond your normal reality. And transcendent thoughts also allow you to see yourself from a different perspective. This allows you to discover your blind spots and your blocks to creating whatever you want to create. And when you have that kind of knowledge, that kind of perspective, you're able to change who you're being and your thoughts and all of that, and allow yourself to become a more powerful creator. So the second thing a creator's mind has is ascendant beliefs. So this is sort of simple, because when you think a thought long enough, it becomes a belief. So if you have transcendent beliefs, you're going to end up with transcendent thoughts, you're going to end up with ascendant beliefs. And it just makes sense then that inspired creators have these ascendant beliefs, or ones that are rising and they're influencing them in positive ways. Their beliefs revolve around being a spiritual being, having a physical experience, being creators of their experience and their lives, and achieving their human potential and fulfilling their spiritual purpose. Number 3 is elevated identity. So we're back to identity here. And so having these transcendent thoughts and ascendant beliefs creates this elevated identity. And that's an identity with a higher quality than normal ways of seeing yourself. It's very different and unique. It's not about being superior in any way, but keeping spiritual aspect of who you are at the forefront of who you believe you are. So if you had this elevated identity, you might think of yourself as, you might say, I'm a spiritual being. I am a creator. I'm someone who's spiritually guided. I am inspired. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Anything like that becomes a elevated identity. And I'm sure by now you realize that having a creator's mind would help you create your desires and live in a soul-aligned manner. So how do you do that? How do you become an inspired creator? You need to focus on what I call intentional creation. Again, it's very similar to deliberate creation or conscious creation. Don't create by chance or accidentally, which leads to undesirable manifestations, things you don't want, or counter manifestation, I've heard it called. Instead, create deliberately and consciously. And to do that, you need 4 things. First, you need to get inspired. You need to tap into your soul's desire and listen to your intuition. Okay. I often say that when you combine your passion with your purpose, you get inspired, and then you can take inspired action. So get inspired. Number 2, create a vision. Become clear on who you are, or who you need to be, or who you want to be, what you want, what you need to do. Again, gain clarity on your passion and your purpose and what inspires you. Number 3 is to develop intention. Intention directs your energy toward your desire, your vision. It's the arrow you shoot at your bullseye. It's the thing that begins the manifestation process. So develop intuition. And number 4 is to take responsibility. And I know nobody likes to hear that. Take responsibility, right? Nina, don't tell me that. Well, you need to know you're the creator of your experience, including who you're being, your circumstances, your relationships, your financial situation, everything in your life. And only when you take 100% responsibility can you create the kind of transformation that will allow you to commit fully to creating your desires and to being a creator. So those are the 4 things. Okay, so what happens when you become an inspired creator? Why would you want to do that? Well, you do it because as you move towards achievement of your personal and spiritual potential, the more ability you have to achieve what I call inspired results. And every inspired result is a desired creation. Okay, so inspired results, inspired creators get these inspired results. And what are they? They are the fact that they're moving closer to achieving their human potential, fulfilling their purpose, and creating the things they desire. And they create human lives that truly do feed their souls. And I call this living an inspired life. And when you do that, you commit to the things that feed your soul, you allow yourself to be spiritually guided, and you express your authentic self. So why would you become an inspired creator? Because doing so allows you to show up fully as who you are, a creator. It helps you to be a person who's consistently moving toward your personal and spiritual potential, and someone who takes steps to fulfill your soul's purpose and consciously and deliberately create your desires. Plus, that's why you're here in this lifetime and all lifetimes. Your true purpose is to express yourself authentically as an inspired creator, and to ensure that your human self doesn't stand in the way of your spiritual expression. That's why you want to be an inspired creator. So tell me, are you an inspired creator? Leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think about this video, if you have questions, or whether you feel like you are an inspired creator. If you really would like to focus on becoming an inspired creator, and you don't feel like you are one yet, click on the link above and join the Inspired Creator community, because that's where I offer the personal and spiritual growth, the transformational coaching and training that allows you to become, or helps you to become, an inspired creator. It is where myself and the members focus our attention on getting out of our own way so that we can express authentically as human beings, but spiritual beings as well, and begin to move out of the way through the personal growth work, the things that stop us from accessing our spiritual nature and really being powerful spiritual creators, inspired creators. And so again, if that's of interest to you, click on the link above. It's where I love to have these conversations. These conversations jazz me, and this is my journey too. I am every day learning how to be an inspired creator, how to live in alignment with my soul. And I pull back the curtains in the inspired creator community and tell you what's working for me, and what I'm learning elsewhere, and what I'm downloading through, from source, about all of this. So if that's of interest, click on the link above. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I'm a certified high performance coach, a transformational coach, an author, and this is what I love to do. So I'd love for you to follow me here on YouTube. Leave me a comment down below. Join the Inspired Creator community. Until I talk to you next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.